If you spent any time at an airport lately, you know the vibe has shifted. It's not just about the long lines or the overpriced coffee anymore. It's the general sense of chaos that seems to start the moment you hit the departures curb. But what if I told you that most of that stress is actually optional? Seriously, after logging thousands of miles and navigating some of the busiest hubs in the world this year, I've realized that the difference between a nightmare travel day and a smooth, breeze-through the terminal experience comes down to a few specific moves that most people just don't know about. We're talking about tricks that can save you hours of standing around, keep more cash in your pocket for the actual vacation, and most importantly, keep your blood pressure in check. Whether you're a one-seer flyer or you practically live in the sky, you're going to want to stick around because some of these 2026 updates are complete game changers. If you find these tips helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. It really helps the video reach more travelers who are tired of the airport grind. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on the latest travel intel. Let us dive right in the first big one, because this is something that has completely transformed how I handle morning rushes. First, you need to start reserving your spot in the security line. No, I'm not talking about TSA pre-check, though we'll get to that. I'm talking about virtual queuing. In 2026, more airports than ever have rolled out programs like TSA Reserve or Spot Saver. It's essentially a free reservation system where you book a specific time window to go through security. You show up at your scheduled time, scan a QR code, and you're ushered into a dedicated lane that's often even faster than the general line. The best part? It costs absolutely nothing. Most people walk right past these signs because they assume it's a paid perk or for elite members only. Check your airport's website about 72 hours before your flight to see if they offer it. It's the ultimate hack for the traveler who wants the VIP treatment without paying the VIP price. Second, let us talk about the tech that is finally catching up to our needs: digital IDs and touchless identity. If you're still fumbling for a physical driver's license while balancing a suitcase and a coffee, you're doing it the hard way. By now, over 250 airports across the US are fully equipped to handle digital IDs stored in your Apple, Google, or Samsung wallet. But the real 2026 upgrade is the touchless ID system being used by major airlines like Delta, United, and American. If you're a TSA pre-check member, you can often opt into this through your airline's app. Instead of showing your ID or boarding pass at the podium, a camera simply matches your face to your digital record. It takes about 5 seconds. It feels a little like living in a sci-fi movie, but it's arguably the single fastest way to clear the documents check right now. Just remember, even if you're going digital, keep that physical ID tucked away in your bag, as a backup. Technology is great until it isn't. Third, if you find yourself in a situation where you don't have pre-check or a reservation and you're staring down a massive sea of people, use the left turn strategy. It sounds like a myth, but there's actual psychology behind it. Most people are right-handed and have a natural, subconscious bias to turn right or head toward the rightmost lanes when they enter a crowded space. Because of this, the security lanes on the far left are statistically proven to be shorter or move faster, simply because fewer people naturally gravitate toward them. While everyone else is funneling into the middle and right sections, take a beat, look toward the far left, and you'll often find a much shorter queue. Also, keep an eye on the line composition. If you see a line full of business travelers with nothing but a sleek carry-on, get in that line. If you see a line with 3 families and 4 strollers, I love them, but avoid that line at all costs if you're in a hurry. Fourth, let us address the absolute robbery that is airport parking. If you're still just winging it and pulling into the daily garage, you're basically setting money on fire. The 2026 move is the hotel park fly hack. Even if you live only 30 minutes from the airport, it is often cheaper to book a one-night stay at a nearby airport hotel that offers a parking package. For the price of what you'd pay for a week of terminal parking, you get a comfortable room the night before a 6 a.m. flight, a free shuttle to the gate, and your car stays in the hotel's secure lot for the duration of your trip. I've saved hundreds of dollars this way on longer trips. If you don't need the hotel stay, at least use an aggregator like Way or ParkWiz to find off-site lots. These places are competitive now, often offering covered parking and loyalty points that actually add up to free days. Before we move on to the next set of tricks, I'm curious, what is the one thing at the airport that stresses you out the most? Is it the security lines, the parking, or maybe just the fear of losing your bags? Drop a comment below and let me know. I read as many as I can, and I'd love to see if we can solve some of those issues. And hey, if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that share button. Send this to that one friend who always arrives at the gate 5 minutes before the doors close. They clearly need the help. Coming up in the next section, we're going to get into the hidden areas of the terminal that most people miss, how to handle the food situation without spending $40 on a lukewarm sandwich, and a specific way you should be packing your tech to ensure you never have to do the security shuffle again. You don't want to miss these because they focus on the post-security part of the journey where the real stress usually starts to settle in. So, you've cleared security, you're officially airside, and that first wave of relief has hit. But this is actually where a lot of people make the most expensive and time-consuming mistakes. Fifth, we have to talk about the food-water strategy because, let's be honest, airport pricing in 2026 is getting out of control. I recently saw a basic tuna sandwich and a flavored water go for nearly $20. That is not a meal that SA ransom. The move here is twofold. First, stop being the person who buys a $5 bottle of water. Bring a high-quality, collapsible silicone bottle. It takes up zero space in your bag when empty, and once you're past security, you can fill it at those high-tech filtered hydration stations that are everywhere now. Second, use the digital dining trick. Most major U.S. hubs, think Seattle, Philly, LAX, now have mobile ordering platforms like Order SEA or Grab. Instead of standing in a 20-minute line at Starbucks or a burger joint, you order on the app while you're still walking to your gate. Some airports even have delivery robots, literally little machines on wheels that will bring the food directly to your seat at the gate. It's faster, you avoid the hangry crowds, and you often get access to digital-only coupons that aren't on the physical menus. Sixth, if the terminal is starting to feel like a zoo, you need to find the hidden sanctuaries. Most travelers just park themselves at their assigned gate, which is usually the loudest, most crowded spot in the building. Instead, look for what I call gate deserts. These are areas where no flights are scheduled for the next 2 hours. You'll find rows of empty seats, working outlets, and actual peace and quiet. If that is not enough, keep an eye out for yoga rooms or sensory rooms. Airports like Chicago O'Hare and San Francisco have dedicated these spaces for travelers to decompress. Even if you aren't doing a downward dog, these rooms are designated quiet zones. Another pro tip, search for the airport chapel or multi-faith room. Regardless of your beliefs, these are the quietest spots in any airport, often featuring comfortable seating and a complete lack of loud overhead announcements. It's the perfect place to kill an hour if you need to take a work call or just want to breathe for a second. Seventh, let us get your tech right because a dead phone at the gate is a genuine travel emergency in 2026. If you see a charging station and it's surrounded by 20 people, don't even bother. Walk toward the very end of the terminal piers, the end of the pier rule. Most people are too tired to walk all the way to the last gate, so the outlets, they're almost always unclaimed. But even better, carry a small multi-plug adapter or a compact power strip. If there is only one outlet left and someone is using it, you can politely ask to plug your adapter in so you can both charge. It's a great way to make a travel friend and ensure you're at 100% before you board. And for my Apple and Android users, the luggage tracking game has changed. You probably already use AirTags, but did you know that in 2026, airlines like Delta and JetBlue have integrated share item location directly into their systems? If your bag goes missing, you can now generate a secure link from your Find My app and send it to the airline. Their staff can then use your TagS real-time data to find your bag in their warehouse or on the wrong plane. It's a massive upgrade from the old file a report and hope method. Eighth, and this is a big one for my carry-on only crowd, the gate check volunteer play. We've all been there. You're in group 5, and you know their S0 overhead bin space left. Instead of fighting the crowd or being forced to check your bag at the very last second, wait for the gate agent to announce they're looking for volunteers to check bags to their final destination for free. do it immediately. Why? Because you get to skip the struggle of lifting that heavy bag into a tiny bin. And here, as the secret volunteer, gate check bags are often prioritized at the luggage carousel upon arrival. Plus, if the flight is truly oversold, being the helpful traveler who volunteers can sometimes put you at the top of the list for a surprise seat upgrade if they need to move people around to make the wait work. I'm really curious, have any of you ever tried that gate check, move, and ended up with a better seat or a faster exit? Or maybe you've had a run-in with one of those delivery robots. Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your travel stories, and your tips might just help someone else in the community. And look, if you're finding this useful, please hit that subscribe button. We've got a lot more coming that is going to save you some serious money on the flight itself. Before we jump into the final stretch, remember that the airport is a system. Once you understand the rules of that system, you stop being a victim of the chaos and start navigating it like a pro. In this final section, we're going to cover the jacket pocket hack for avoiding overweight bag fees, the specific time of day you should be booking your flights to avoid the 2026 delay wave, and a trick for getting into those exclusive airport lounges for way less than you think. You want to see these last 4 tips, because they're the ones that turn a good trip into a great one. Finally, we've reached the expert level of travel hacks, the ones that actually put money back in your pocket and keep you from getting stranded in a terminal overnight. Ninth, let us solve the dreaded overweight bag fee with the jacket pocket hack. In 2026, airlines are stricter than ever with those luggage scales, but there's a loophole. They don't weigh the clothes you're wearing. If your carry-on is pushing the limit, don't pay the $50 fee. Instead, invest in a dedicated travel jacket or utility vest with deep internal pockets. You can easily fit 3 days' worth of rolled-up t-shirts, your heavy power banks, and even a tablet into the pockets of a single jacket. Companies like Stuffa or even a standard multi-pocket photography vest allow you to wear up to 10 pounds of gear. Once you're through the boarding gate, you just take the jacket off and tuck it under the seat or in the overhead. It's a literal get-out-of-jail-free card for the overpacker. 10th, you need to understand the delay wave of 2026. Air traffic control shortages and tech glitches have made afternoon and evening flights a massive gamble this year. Statistics show that flights departing after 7 p.m. are nearly 50% more likely to be delayed or canceled compared to those in the morning. The trick is to always book the very first flight of the day, usually between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. Yes, the early wake-up call is painful, but that plane is already at the gate from the night before, and the crew is fresh. You're much less likely to get caught in the domino effect, where a delay in New York causes your flight in Dallas to be late 6 hours later. If you want to get where you're going on time, be the early bird. 11th, let us talk about the 2026 booking sweet spot. Forget the old myths about booking on Tuesday at midnight. The data has shifted. Currently, Sunday is statistically the best day of the week to actually click purchase on your tickets. You can save up to 15% on domestic fares just by waiting for the weekend to buy. But when it comes to the day you actually fly, Saturday is the new Tuesday. Because business travelers head home on Thursdays and Fridays, and leisure travelers love a Sunday return, Saturday afternoon flights have become the quiet zone. Not only are they often 17% cheaper, but the airports are noticeably less chaotic. Combining a Sunday booking with a Saturday departure is the ultimate low-cost, high-comfort combo. 12th, and perhaps my favorite, is the budget lounge hack. You don't need a black card or a first-class ticket to escape the terminal noise. If you don't have a premium credit card, look into the authorized user trick. Ask a family member who has a travel card to add you to their account. Often, for a small fee, you get your own card and full lounge access. If that is not an option, check out the Regus hack. Many people don't know that a free membership with the office space company Regus often gives you access to Dragon Pass, which lets you book lounge entries for around $25. When you consider that a mediocre airport meal and 2 drinks can easily cost $40, paying $25 for a private lounge with a free buffet, high-speed Wi-Fi, and a clean shower is actually the most economical move you can make. Traveling in 2026 doesn't have to be a test of your patience or your wallet. It's all about working the system instead of letting the system work you. If you start using even 3 or 4 of these tricks, I promise your next trip is going to feel 100% different. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, you're officially part of the Pro Traveler Inner Circle. Do me a favor and hit that like button if you learned something new today, and definitely subscribe if you want more deep dives into how to travel smarter and cheaper. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 12 tricks are you going to try on your next flight? Or do you have a secret airport hack that I missed? Let us get a conversation going in the comments. I'm always looking for new ways to beat the system, and your tip might just be the one I feature in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the gate.